Hello and good evening. This is your boy Vaughn B and the Noob Adventure, and this is the UN podcast. Still don't know what UN stands for. Thought it sounded cool, but got to give ourselves some love. Hmm. How you doing there, Elton?
I'm doing great. Good evening, everyone.
On this unusually rainy California, gonna rain tomorrow and Tuesday, off Wednesday and Thursday. Like I think we've gotten more rain in the last week than we've had in the last 6 months.
I heard that too. I believe that it's quite a bit of rain.
Yeah, and it's not like it's the end of the world, but I heard someone complaining about like too much rain. I'm like, man, we haven't had rain in 6 months, bro. It's not too much rain. It like grass is not supposed to be brown.
Right.
Okay. Let's get into our articles. Go. All right. It's Mr. Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan and these Saudis. You know how the Saudis are buying up a lot of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, right. I thought I heard Sally's. I'm like Sally's.
Yeah. Oh, Ricky has entered the chat.
Saudis.
Hey, what's up, Ricky? Maybe the rain's gotten to him. Yeah. I was like, I, they a while back they started to diversify a lot, and I guess this is one of the ways like they're getting it into it. They got UFC, golf, doing all these things because I guess even they can see that at some point, regardless of how people personally feel about it, the EV will surpass gas powered cars. So you got to kind of figure out what you're gonna do, right? You want to continue to make that money. All right, so this is basically a not necessarily a rumor, but is I guess the Saudis are the front runners at this point for the purchasing of Warner Brothers. So on
Wow,
the
that's pretty huge. Like that's big news.
yeah, I heard someone talking about this today. Okay. Warner Brothers Discovery is officially up for sales. No coincidence, it's Zack Snyder, who has been posting nonstop DCEU images and liking content on Instagram that compares the performance of his films to James Gunn's struggling DCU project. Because unlike Mr. James Gunn, Zack Snyder actually made a Superman movie with just Superman in it, not a DC version of everything else that he's done with an ensemble of people who most folks either have or will not have heard of, kind of thing. So at least you got to give him that. I have mixed feelings when it comes to Man of Steel. It wasn't terrible, but it didn't blow my socks off either. But at least it was about Superman. The timing lines up would have been told if WB Warner Brothers Discovery is sold, James Gunn will be out as the head of DC Studios. They had comes from the insider who told us about the Daredevil Born Again being completely rebooted and all that stuff. All right. According to the regarding DC, the message from our insider is clear. The Snyder Verse is in play fully. That means Zack Snyder returning to DC, not just a one-off Elseworlds title, but an actual revival of the universe he started. We are told that Christopher Nolan is also part of the plan of returning as executive producer. That's the same Christopher Nolan who backed Snyder on The Man of Steel and helped shape the original vision for DC before WB derailed it with studio interference. According to what we have been previously told, it was also Nolan's decision to hand over DC to Snyder. Snyder's publicly said he wanted to end his DC career with an adaptation of The Dark Knight returns. We are now told that the impending sale of the WBD has shifted everything. He is pivoting towards restoring the Snyderverse outright. If that happens, it implies that the return of Ben Affleck as Batman, who publicly rejected working with Gunn's DCU after its announcement, Henry Cavill as Superman. Fans remember Cavill's widely seen interview with Josh Horowitz confirming his comeback, only for Gunn to immediately upend it. Gal Gadot has been visibly active supporting Snyderverse posts. None of this was accidental. Even Ezra Miller is making some sort of Hollywood return. And we are told that Saudi Arabia is not a front runner to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. And according to our source, they're in the driver's seat with their $1 trillion fund. More money than they know what to do with. Hence, building of freaking skyscrapers and islands and snow resorts in the middle of deserts. And as critical part, Zack Snyder already works with the Saudis. Snyder and the UFC partnered with the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, chaired by Turkai Alag. I'm not even trying to pronounce that. To produce Brawler, the upcoming Snyder is directing, co-writing. The Saudis trust Snyder creatively and is already tied to directing one of their entertainment expansions. Our entertainer says that this is exactly why Snyder's been highlighting his Snyderverse work on social media. The signals aren't random; they're building momentum. We are told that Hollywood as a whole is also signing massive new deals with the Saudis, including Trump and figures connected to Trump's circle, like his son-in-law, Jared Kushner. The kingdom wants major entertainment assets, major franchises, and a massive theme park IP. All right. See what else we got. Okay, already talked about that. They want theme park. Oh, okay. So they want to build a theme park. What the hell are they going to? I guess somewhere in Dubai, I guess. Means potentially being dude. If they get that, yeah. So what do you think?
Wow. I think it's gonna totally change. I don't know. Kind of like I don't know if the feel is the right word, but that's pretty big if that happens.
Well, then you could possibly get the Ben Affleck directed Batman movie with old dude as Deathstroke that was hinted at, but we never got. Like people are kind of disappointed. But that sucks though, because like the Corn Sweat dude actually was a fairly decent Superman. But I guess this is how this goes. So, I don't know.
Right.
Like I said, I wasn't in love with a lot of the Snyderverse stuff, but there definitely is a fan base for that. And right now, Hollywood needs every hit that they can possibly get. And James Gunn is too busy trying to make James Gunn stuff. So I don't know. I think they're either in pre-production or whatever with the Batman. So if this happens, what the hell are they gonna do with that? I don't know. I'm crazy. You okay there, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm hearing you guys.
Okay, that's me. Just want to make sure you didn't get rained out or anything. So, what do you think about that? Did you enjoy the Snyderverse stuff?
His version, yeah, I like it better than the one they changed it to the other one because they
Yeah.
fired him, right?
Right.
And then
So
the one that came out, it was okay, but then his his part was much better,
yeah,
especially at the end, the action.
yeah. And it looked like he finally figured out that Superman is actually a guy of hope and not Batman. You know, it's like he's towards the end he was figuring these characters out.
I mean, I really liked what movie is that? I really liked Man of Steel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate them just completely destroying Smallville, but it kind of sucked. But like I said,
I didn't like the other movies though, or they were okay. Well, he didn't really like Justice League.
They mentioned in the article that a lot of that stuff was WB executives saying this, and like, do you remember how the tone kept switching back and forth because they kept trying to compete with Marvel, but they didn't want to do everything that they needed to do to compete with Marvel. So
Right.
yeah, which basically is why the tone kept shifting. That's why they got that dude to do the Justice League after what happened with Snyder's kid, and then that was kind of clunky. And when you got the Snyder cut, it's like, okay, it's much better. And then they did the same thing with the Suicide Squad. There's an Ayers cut, and then there's what they had somebody come and chop it up and again trying to make it into a Marvel movie. So I will be like, maybe we would get the Ayers cut. Like, would he actually like put together? Could be worse, could be better. I don't know. So should be interesting. All right. Well, let's see. The greatest television show for the year is getting a season 2. Don't bowl me over with your excitement.
I mean,
It
it's
was
not.
stupid.
It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of stupid, but it's not like horrible.
Well, given where the bar is, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The bar is.
I mean, I didn't actively fall asleep during any of the episodes.
This is
Like-
true.
Like Ahsoka.
Like, you trying to figure out. You just had to try to figure out what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, the complete and utter lack of understanding of science. If a gigantic ship lands in the middle of a city uncontrollably, it won't just calmly hit the ground and slide into a building and cause no other damage.
There should have been explosions.
Oh yeah, all kind of stuff. A lot of people would have died. But all right. So it's renewed for season 2. The creator Noah Hawley is signing a huge new overall deal with FX and Disney Entertainment Television. The site says the deal lands in the 9-figure range, keeping Hawley locked in as Disney's top TV creatives. The show was very stupid, but I don't know. Okay. Heads in production in London in 2026. First season was shot in Thailand before debuting in August. FX chairman John Landgraf praised Hawley's work, saying the network is ready to push ahead with the next chapter. Hawley called the expanded deal an opportunity to push new ideas across Disney's TV division. He credited FX for backing his approach since Fargo, saying that the network encouraged him to take creative risks. Hawley also confirmed that he plans to continue exploring the world of Alien Earth as season 2 takes shape. Most distinct creators. Yeah. His legacy, he first arrived with Fargo, went on to deliver 5 seasons. Okay. There's been speculation of whether or not Hollywood can learn its lesson. I don't think what the rating, I'm not too sure how well the ratings were. People kind of talked about it. I guess they're probably renewing it based off of Predator, like Predator Badlands, because it's a shared universe kind of thing. So I don't know. I have no idea why they renewed this thing for a second season. First one was very stupid.
I mean, it could be maybe for you stupid, but I'm saying maybe the ratings were good. They made them money.
I
For
guess.
season 2 right away. Just what it ended in the summer.
Yeah.
So right away they renewed it. So it has to be doing something good.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
not for you, but for the other public.
I guess
Yeah.
it had an audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give you that. It just it's like
I mean, we all watched it, so there's some
Yeah.
people watching it.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's I understand that not everything is for you. So I get that. It's just as a fan of science fiction, I'm so tired of dumb science fiction. It's like no but we live in a world where people still give Elon Musk crap because his rockets keep blowing up because they don't really understand how
That's
this
why experiments, man.
right. But they
It's
have so
gonna
many people
fail,
who
and if it's gonna fail, and someone will succeed. It's just experiments. That's what.
right, but they got so many people who don't actually understand that. So so they think he's just failing. It's like oh he's messing up, and but I'm like
That's why it's called testing.
it's like oh my god. So hey, I don't know why they're like I said I don't know why they're renewing it, but it didn't say when it's gonna come out. So if it's gonna start filming next year, so probably the year after that. And that's a long time in between series. But that seems to be like a staple with modern Hollywood right now. You- Which
I
is
think.
crazy. Hmm?
I think they're eventually gonna bring Predator
What?
into the aliens.
Well, I mean, technically, it's in the same universe because they like with the Aliens versus Predator, they established that it's in the same universe. That the Predators used to use the xenomorphs to test their young warriors with.
Mhm.
And in Badlands, you got the Predator and you got Wayland like a Wayland Utani android. So, it's in the same universe. So I guess I'll probably talk myself into actually watching it whenever it eventually comes out. So, so dumb. All right. Okay. You want to talk about Miyamoto? Or
Love that guy.
well, actually,
You mean Yamamoto, the Dodgers?
no, man.
This guy.
Oh shit! I was already getting excited, man. Oh my god!
God, yeah. All right. We will talk about the we'll watch the official trailer of the Galaxy Mario Galaxy, do that, and then we can because it's the same thing. We'll talk about that next. All right. Okay, so Brie Larson was cast as Rosalina in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Which is funny is that the way they depicted her character, she looked exactly like Brie Larson, but she also looks like how she looks in the game. So that means that Brie Larson basically looks like how that character looked in the game, which is kind of funny.
That is funny.
Yeah. So
Hey, big guy! You wanted to see us?
Don't move, I'll be right up. Sipping the soup, cleaning the paint. Boodle-doo, boodle-doo. And also trim the bonsai bush. Here we go. Hey, Luigi. What's up, Mario? Behold, I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach. What do you think?
Colors. It's trash.
How dare you look at my masterpiece and say that?
I'll burn the skin off your bones!
Wow. Sorry about that. That's the old Bowser talking. It's Still working through my demons, I suppose. Anyway, I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
I'm Bowser Jr., and I'm gonna be taking my father now!
Princess Rosalina, you're coming with me.
What do you think?
Looks good to me. I'll watch it again.
Hey, what the
I like the first movie. It was entertaining, so this one looks pretty fun too.
Yeah. There is there is an actual clip. What the hell? Okay. I shared that and then it disappeared from my timeline. No, I'm
What
trying.
happened to when Mario Brothers at the end they showed Yoshi, on the egg?
Yeah.
So that means not gonna come out this one?
I don't know. They went to Galaxy, so it's probably okay. This is really weird. Oh, okay. I pulled it out. That's why. Okay, let me close this. But there was a bit of a backlash because of her, which is weird, is because it's coming from like they had this lady named Grace Randolph or something like that. She's saying that. So what is being pushed now is, will Brie Larson tank this movie because the folks on YouTube don't like her, and she tends to say dumb things at some point.
Oh yeah.
But she hasn't really said anything dumb in a while.
As long as you don't say anything dumb during the marketing of the movie.
The promotion, yeah. If like Nintendo and Illumination,
Mhm.
I don't know what's the word, tell her what not to say, or if they just tell her to just like focus on promoting the movie,
Mhm.
and hopefully she follows that, I think it'll be fine.
Well, you
Yeah,
see,
because he has to do it, right? Because her last movie, it was crap. So
oh yeah,
he has
they
to
basically
rebuild her brand.
well they basically took her sequel, made it into like a buddy thing, and made her 1/3 of the group in her own sequel. And when she came out, she was supposed to be the new face of like I think she was supposed to be the new face of phase 5 of like the MCU, and people really didn't like her character. And then she said like she comes across as awkward in certain things, and she said stuff in the past, so maybe that's what folks were talking about. I'm like, well, one, you started off trying to push a character that was not popular, but this was also the time of the Me Too movement and in the beginning stages of the girl boss stuff and all that thing. It's just that her movie took so long to be greenlit and to be written and all that stuff. So by the time it actually came out, we were trending in the we hate girl boss phase that we are currently in now. And you have all these movies that the last dregs of the girl boss stuff is working its way out, because and they just got to get these things out because they paid for them, and they're obligated to show these movies, and they can't just get rid of all of them like they did with Batgirl.
There's always a way to her. Well, basically, her brand right now is so messed up where she could
Mhm.
bring it back up. You know,
Yeah, just don't be.
everybody forgets about Iron Man. Who was the actor? I forgot his name already. The actor for Iron Man, what's his name? Downey Jr.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr.
Remember
Yeah.
when he was having all those drug problems and all that stuff, and then his brand was dead, and then he came back up. Same thing. She can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like for me, I think the people and target audience of the movie won't be affected too much or care too much that she's in the movie.
Correct.
I
Mhm.
don't
It's
think
Mario. It's
her
Mario brother.
yeah, I don't think her presence would prevent people from watching the movie unless, you know, she goes off the walls. She says something way too controversial or stupid, but hopefully, you know, Nintendo and Illumination would would give her a little hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like don't ruin the movie by saying something stupid.
Yeah, especially all those kids that have Nintendo Switch. But
Yeah.
all they think is Mario.
Yeah.
They play Mario.
Yeah. So, all right. So, speaking of Mario, let's talk
Like
about
as long as she doesn't go full what's her name from Snow White?
Oh, Rachel Zegler.
As long as she doesn't go full Rachel Zegler, you know, I think people will still go to watch the movie.
Well, given what
Hopefully, she has a good publicist and a good agent. Will
Yeah.
recommend her.
all right, well,
Say.
Jennifer Lawrence, there's two things that kind of happened that should give you some insight to how things are happening, at least with the females in Hollywood. From what Jennifer Lawrence was saying, how when asked about speaking on politics, she was like, probably not a good idea to do that because I don't think that people want to listen to what basically what everyone has been telling celebrities for the last 5 or 6 years. Would Ricky Gervais stood in front of them in the Golden Globes and said, nobody cares about you, don't know anything. Nobody cares about your opinion on stuff, on like things that you don't know anything about. And it took them like 3 or 4 more years before they didn't realize. And then it took an election where one side had all the celebrities and the other dude still won. They're like, nobody cares. Y'all used to have mystique and your words used to have some kind of weight. And then people realize what kind of dumb pricks most of you are. So people stop listening. So that's one thing. And then you have what happened with Sydney Sweeney, where this lady was trying to ask her about the jeans ad and was trying to get her to disavow the ad or something like that. And she basically just like looked at her like she was stupid and said, if I have something to say, then I would say it, and then just moved on to the next subject. And then you have Keira Knightley, when asked about a trans question, like kind of laughed at the question. So
Yeah, all you have to say is no comment. That's it.
right, but they used to not be able to do that. So you getting more and more instances of people
They should
going,
hire me as their publicist. Like, I'll tell them, don't mess up your money. That's it. No comment.
bro, they didn't even. If you live in a bubble, I think they realize that like they're starting to get a little bit outside look at the bubble, and they're starting to realize how small the bubble that they live in actually is. And people are not going to see movies pretty much. Like they had the worst October that they've had in decades.
Ages, yeah.
Right. And
Well, there's nothing to watch in theaters.
right, but the stuff that they had in theaters, nobody went to go watch, period. So then you got that, and then you have like, I think it was, I saw a statistic today, but it said like for Gen Z, like only 13% think about going to the movies for their
Yeah, it's
entertainment.
true. They just stay on YouTube.
Right. So it's just like, dude, they're in their 20s. They're like coming into their 20s or in their 20s. These are the ones who's supposed to be going on dates and doing all that stuff. These are the ones who are going to be going to movies. Like you're not trying to reach Gen X anymore. And millennials are heading in that general direction of they're not going to be going singing like these blockbusters like that. Like millennials are gonna be like taking their kids to see stuff. So if you can't get the 20-year-olds to do any of that stuff, and that means that what you're doing is not working. So maybe their publicists are starting to tell them to shut up. Just shut up. They ask you a question, just keep it pushing. Because all you're gonna do is make the situation worse. All right. So Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto takes step back from developing Mario games. See, this is one of those things where, like, when you're getting old, it's like all the people who made the stuff that you like as a kid, because they're older, they're just starting to retire. Like all the singers you love, all the actors and stuff that you love, they're just getting old.
Pretty sure there
Right.
was an apprentice.
Yeah, but something
That
I
guy's
don't know,
been with the, doing Mario for
long time.
long time. So yeah, you're right. When I hear that, it's like, dang, I am old.
Yeah. It's just like, look, Pixar is not surviving not having John Lasseter. All the stuff that made money, like that last group of stuff that made money, even after he left, were all stuff that he greenlit. So once they got past all the stuff that he greenlit, it's been like nothing. They can't, hell, like the Mario movie is done by Illumination. They can't, they keep crapping out what, close to $1 billion movies constantly. It's like, are you that excited about Toy Story 57?
Right. 57.
Like, not really.
Uh,
They should have ended it with 3.
man,
3
they
was
should
a
have.
Yeah, 3 had
They
a
should
nice
have.
ending. You passed the toys off to the other little girl. You should have ended it right there. But
That was
no,
already like I was already satisfied with that ending.
yeah, it's a very good ending because he got to give his toys to somebody else and kept it going. But no, you had to do a girl boss thing, and it was like, bro, like, why are you doing this? But again, so that's the same thing with this. Is like sometimes the thing that you like is kind of behind because of one person. It's just his spark, his vision, her, whatever it is. That thing that, like, when they not there anymore, it's like it's kind of. So, veteran game creator Shigeru is further reduced his role in developing new Mario titles, and announcing he will step back and let new developers guide the franchise he created. Miyamoto is entrusting more responsibility for the franchise to younger teams within Nintendo he has mentored. In a recent interview with Japanese magazine Casa Brutus, translated by VGC, Miyamoto explained that he mostly plays the first portion of new Mario games to check their feel rather than overseeing full development. Nowadays, I have teammates who help maintain the world of Mario, so I entrust much of that to them. Even so, I always personally play through about the first 30 minutes of the game and check the interface thoroughly to make sure it really feels like Mario. Later, he added jokingly, but maybe I'll say I won't look anymore. At 72 years old, he also mentioned that the franchise upcoming milestone included his 50th anniversary in 2035. I just hope to stay healthy until Mario's 50th anniversary. Bro, that is crazy. It's like,
Damn, 2035.
imagine doing something that you love like for close to 50 damn years.
Yeah, that's a testament to his craft and dedication.
Yeah,
And he does a pretty good job at it too.
yeah.
I mean, Mario has survived the test of time.
Mhm. Well, I mean,
That was the first game I ever played, Mario Brothers.
There you go.
And it's in terms of it is great in its simplicity. It's like you can come up with new levels. You can always expand the universe and have them do different things. But at the end of the day, it's a hero fantasy. You're rescuing the princess.
Yeah.
regardless to whatever feminists and all that stuff yell about. In everyone's heart of hearts, that's what they want to do. The boys want to rescue, the girls want to be rescued, kind of thing. So you can say that's the patriarch or whatever. Like, bro, like these
But
things
it's
work.
working, and it's selling.
Yeah. And it's like, what's it? I think we were talking about this before, is there are certain, like, the piano and the violin and all this other stuff has been around for a long, like, centuries. And people still manage to make good music off of it. Like the hero's journey, but that story has been around for what's Greece, and like tales for around the fire, like around the fires, like around the fire in whatever village and whatever friggin' country or whatever on the planet has been telling hero stories for centuries. These things work. It just feeds into our, whatever makes us human. He figured that out a long time ago. So it's like he also reflected a challenge of developing for future hardware up through Super Mario Odyssey. I feel we've done just about everything we could with the Switch. In the past, whenever a new console came out, we always released a new Mario game. So I do wonder how the current team will take that challenge. Okay. Okay. Been Nintendo for decades. Despite taking a step back, he's not retiring. He remains active in oversight and continues engaging with the franchise in multiple formats. Clarified its reduced role does not signal a complete disengagement or retirement, which is good. His evolving role shows how major franchises can shift from behind the scenes. Future Mario titles may be shaped more by new teams, guided by his legacy than by Miyamoto himself. All details of upcoming games are limited. His comments suggest Nintendo is preparing for a new hardware and challenge for the series. They better not be talking about no new hardware. They just had the Switch 2 just came out. So, well, actually, you know what? I would actually appreciate them. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but actually making a non-portable system again, because then they can make it like strong. But then their games are not actually graphic hungry. They're more story based. So you actually don't need all that much power, I guess. I don't know. But it's nice to see that, like, he's not gonna do the day-to-day type stuff, but he'll still
He'll be
be
around.
yeah. So that's a little bit less depressing. So
Well, it feels like a end of, even if he's not fully retired, it's just gonna feel different.
oh yeah. So
I mean, at least he'll still like test play the game.
yeah. So what are other things that from your childhood that have been around for a while but are slowly going away? It's like, I remember trying to get my godson and goddaughter into like the Looney Tunes, and they had zero interest in it. And like, dude, that was around a long time, like from the 40s, back when they made crazy racist cartoons. Up until like the Animaniacs and all that stuff. And it just kind of just died. Mostly due to the fact that Warner Brothers decided to not. It's like one of these things. I think they had too many problematic characters, from Yosemite Sam, and I was just like, you got the hunters and all that stuff, and they just kind of push it on the back burner. Like, we're losing a lot of mascots too because of the public domain stuff with Mickey Mouse. Like, Disney is easing off of Mickey Mouse because it's gonna go public domain fairly soon, I think. Because I know Steamboat Willie has.
Probably
Yeah.
a couple of things I could recount.
Like
Probably
what?
like Hysteria. Like I don't think kids would have any interest watching that. But that was something I used to watch and I had fond memories of. And what else? I wasn't really like a annual pass holder here, but just
Mhm.
hearing it harkens back to like the commercials and the times that I did go there, Six Flags.
I think they're closing one.
Yeah. So I think they're closing in 2026, at least the one in California in Ventura. So it's like when I heard that, it's like, oh wow. Yeah, like the world is changing.
Bro, I once
The one
went
in
there.
Valencia? They're closing the one in Valencia?
Of Valencia. Did I say Ventura? Yeah.
Wow.
I went there 3 days in a row.
No.
Oh, all right. So my school went, right? So my school went. So I went for that day. And then we had family here, and then we went the next day, like came back. So they wanted to bring my uncle and his kids there. So we went that day. And then when we went, we got free tickets to come back like the next day. So my uncle decided to go back. So I went 3 days in a row.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it was dude, it was awesome.
I'm guessing that takes you back to
Bro, like I don't even know if they still do. They used to do. I don't know if they still do it. They used to do a thing where, all right, and when you graduated from like it was ninth grade, I think it was ninth grade, you went to Magic Mountain. So it was all ninth graders for Magic Mountain, and then for seniors, it was all the high schools in Los Angeles went to senior night at Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Yeah. So I didn't get to do that one because I left before I graduated high school. But I did,
Yeah.
but I did do the one for the ninth graders. Dude, can you imagine like you go to theme park and there's nothing but ninth graders in their
Yeah, and then
chaperone.
you get to see like and your chaperone, and then you get to see like rival schools and stuff.
Yeah, dude, it was great.
But it's just like fun memories with your friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I think we did we no, I think our thing like in 8th grade we went to not to Berry Farm, and then I
Okay.
think we went to yeah, I think we went to like one other amusement park, and then we were supposed to go to Disneyland our senior year, but long story short, our school got banned for that year because of the previous year. But
That's wild. What
yeah,
kind of
like
hood
things like
school
that.
you went to?
I got out of school, B town. But yeah, when I hear like they're shutting down like operation, and I forgot if the company is like folding, or I think they got. You know what? Speaking of the Saudis, I think they're buying them out too. If I remember correctly, I think like Saudi Arabia is buying like Six Flags. Oh my gosh! But
It,
yeah, when I hear that, it's like, oh wow, yeah, that's something from my childhood.
no, oh, speaking of there's two things I want to show you guys. One is all right, so this was kind of crazy. So I'll show
I
it to you.
remember the commercials for them too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Just everything is just so different now.
Yeah.
All right, so check this out.
He's the chosen one. He will bring balance.
The force is strong in my family.
Be mindful of your thoughts, Anakin. They betray you.
Have you heard of the Millennium Falcon?
The dark side of the Force is a path with many abilities. Some consider many unnatural.
Yeah, he's a little slow, but rifles. And I have no idea who this is. All right, from at this point they start getting to the Timothy Chalamet is is it Raylo or Ben Solo. But that was the modern teaser trailer, like
Well,
at
that's
some
not
point,
not a bad use of AI.
yeah, at some point they're gonna they're gonna have to reboot, and I think he chose Tom Holland, which is weird. Is he chose Tom Holland, but he's like a decade over than Millie Bobby Brown, and Luke and Leia are twins, so they're the same age. So it's like whoever you choose, they got to be the same. Needs to look like the same age.
Same age, huh?
Yeah.
I know. Well, Millie Bobby Brown always looks older than her age.
All right, but it's supposed to be 19. So you got to pick people who are 19, regardless of whoever you pick. Because even when you get into the was it the extended universe, they're still relatively young for the first part of it. Then they get older. It's like Han is mid to late 20s. So because eventually they have kids. So then you get to them being in their 20s and eventually in their 30s or whatever. So if you do this, you got to pick people who are 19, look like they're 19, someone who's 25, and everybody else you can kind of like, because once you get to past a certain point, you can look older or younger, but still, So what do you think about that, Ricky?
I mean, that's AI, right?
Not the AI part. It's just like it's the fan cast stuff.
I mean, it's fun.
That's the word. I would say it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of, I saw this thing on because one of the things I look through when I look for stuff to talk about is it's an AI blog, I guess. People who are super. I've talked about an article on there before about people who are super pro AI stuff, and I saw something, and he like wrote a book, How to Write Great AI Fiction. All right, and like one, you're not writing shit. You're
Step
not.
1, insert into ChatGPT.
No, this is like all right. The publishing world is a meltdown. Authors are declaring war on artificial intelligence. Writing groups are banning AI-assisted work. Publishers are scrambling to detect artificial blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, crowd revolution is happening in the keyboard of writers who understand what AI actually is, the most powerful creative tool since the word processor. No, that is not. And this is, and the last article I read off of this, it was the same shit. It was like some dude who doesn't seem to understand why everybody else is pissed. Like, because you're stealing other people's shit and slapping your name on it and pretending like you're doing something. All right. So slot problem is real. Yes, it's flooding the market. Yes, it's just insane. But this is what you'll learn in his book. All right. Teach you to use AI as a creative partner, not a creative crutch. You'll learn to build comprehensive story foundations that give AI the context it needs to produce quality output. You do not need this part If you understand how to build a comprehensive story foundation, you can write your own shit. Right? End of story. This part you don't need. Create detailed character profiles that result in authentic, distinct voices. Use this with this to create your own shit. You see a point here? Develop a scene by scene outlines that maintain creative narrative momentum, which will help you with this and this to write your own shit. Right? Prompts to generate exactly what you need when you need it. Don't need this. Edit AI output so this matches your need. You don't need this. Maintain continuity across long form fiction projects. Don't need that. Avoid the common pitfalls and produce generic artificial sounding prose. You're going to get that because you're using other people's shit. I don't get why these people don't get that. So to act like you're being a pleb or like you're some kind of Neanderthal because I look, I was digging the mashups using using AI to use song lyrics to make a new take on like a popular song from Tupac or whatever. You start to notice, and this is part of the thing with the slop, is just like everything else. When something becomes popular on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, you will get a mountain of just people who will just do that to try to get in on the trend, right? So what's going to happen is, you know how when you watch American Idol and you get that first couple of like their first week of just everyone who wants to be a singer but have no fucking talent to be a singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're gonna get that on steroids because this will allow them to actually finish a product, right? But if you actually listen to like when someone who knows how to write music, like write lyrics, put something, and that's why it kind of works when you use a song that's already been out because somebody else they wrote the lyrics, so the lyrics make sense. They have some kind of passion to them, so you changing it to sound like the blues or to sound like 60s Motown or whatever, right? It works for the most part because the person who wrote it was a human being who actually had life experiences and all that stuff when he wrote this thing. Whenever you listen to something that's been completely generated, because there's a lot of that too, generated by AI, it's soulless. It sounds like every person who wants to be a writer but doesn't have any talent to be that wrote something. That's what it sounds like.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just flat. It's flat. It has no. It's like plain soup with no spices in it. It's like, well, yeah, you can eat it, but it's missing something, and you can tell pretty quickly when you listen to it. It's like, it's you may not like if you don't have the understanding of how music and all that works. You may not know exactly what's missing, but you will realize something is not right. Where that's gonna be in 10 years, I don't know, but you will completely destroy the thing. Like you're so interested in being part of a thing that you and other people who are like you, like the person who wrote that article and wrote that book, will completely destroy the thing that you're trying to do because you don't fully understand what it is. Because if you know how to craft a story, just write your own story. You don't need the AI to do that. All the AI is going to do is go out and find a bunch of other things. And it's like one of the things I talked about last week. I watched Jermaine Dupri talk about the music stuff. It's like it's nothing new. It's like he hasn't heard anything that makes him worried about the future because it's all old stuff that he's heard before. So it's nothing is pushing the envelope, and it'll be the same thing. And it's bad enough for science, especially like with science fiction. If you go and I told you about this, when you go on Amazon and you trying to look for like new science fiction, but you got to go through so much crap because of the self-publishing stuff. And then you get people who don't realize that you may not like the gatekeepers, but they actually serve a purpose. Because, like, yeah, you get some people who are bad or whatever, but it's a lot of people who are passionate about the thing that they're part of, and they weed out everyone who doesn't actually have enough talent to push the envelope. Some people get screwed in that, but that's just kind of how shit happens. And if you keep persistent, at some point you will get recognition. Like, how many famous writers, like when you listen to their history, how much like they got rejected over and over and over again.
A lot of them.
Right. But they kept going. Right. So instead of having that, you're just gonna have mountains of just pure shit all over the place that you're gonna be looking for books for your kids. You're gonna be looking for stuff on YouTube for your kids that are authentic, but you're gonna have to go through so much stuff to just find something decent.
Yeah, I don't want to get to that point.
But yeah, we're kind of there. But what's funny is I think people are already like getting kind of tired of it. So one of the things I put on there was the Star Trek reboot, but I don't think you guys care about that too much. But I keep saying this over and over and over again. I know it drives my roommate crazy. These next 10 years are going to be interesting. Like the next decade, because like they're pushing the robots. And it is the tech dudes who are pushing shit so hard. And I said this last week. It's like that scene from Jurassic Park where dude was like they're focused so much on whether or not whether they can do something. They're not really thinking about whether or not they should do that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But I don't think the guys who are pushing this stuff actually were thinking about that.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm quite sure that dude who wrote that article has the best intentions at heart. But I'm like, bro, you will actually kill the thing that you love. Because you don't truly understand why what you're pushing for is not a good thing. It's like when Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan, they was sitting there talking about UBIs, universal basic income, and about how when AI takes over thing, you're gonna need something like that. I'm like, bro, human beings need a purpose. If you're given money to exist on, and you can buy food and whatever, what is your purpose in life? You actually won't have one. So it's like I was thinking I remember a while ago I was looking at one of the Next Generation's movies. And the thing that popped into my head was, what does everybody else in the Federation do? If you don't want to join Starfleet and you don't want to be in part of the bureaucracy that is the Federation, there's unlimited energy. Everyone can live you can kind of live wherever you want. You can get all your basic needs will be met. So what do you do? But if you don't want to join Starfleet, like, did you not every, I don't know. What do you do? What would you do?
That's a good question.
Right. Joey LaForge was from Africa, but he didn't have an African accent. But he was born in Africa. He would bring up like African trinkets or whatever to the ship and whatever. I'm like, bro, you don't have an African accent. So your culture is the same as everybody else's. So there's no distinct cultures anymore. So you got rid of all cultures Everyone sounds the same. It's like well, I think I saw somebody would talk about like with Starfleet, your basic motivation like for progressing is you get a bigger room because everybody has access to the holodeck. Everybody has access to all the stuff on the ship. To me, that would sound like a nightmare society. It sounds like a utopia on one hand, but on the other hand, it's like the basic things that human beings need to exist. This is part of the problem we have right now. We got a whole host of young men who don't have any purpose. And it's like they're going downhill fast and they have there's nothing to look forward to. Every day is the same. So that's what I'm worried about. And then you throw AI, you throw robots, because the robots are going to get better. At some point, you will have a what's the name of the robot in the Jetsons? I can remember.
Oh,
but you know what I mean,
right?
Right. So they have
Rosie.
yeah, Rosie. Rosie cleans up the entire she cleans up the entire house, right?
Yeah.
So it's like the kids don't yeah, they just throw stuff in this machine and it washes everything for them, and then Rosie puts everything up. And then they go to school, it's like to do what? Be like your dad and hit a button all day and get yelled at by his boss. So I don't know. It like I said, it's gonna be interesting. Where will when we get to the other side of this? Like, it was the same thing when the car came around, same thing with computers, all that. We survived it in a different way than it was before. I did want to send you guys a link to this, but this is dude talking about like Gen X, about how my generation is not actually okay. So we can watch this before we go. You okay there, Ricky?
Yep, I hear you guys.
All right.
I think that a common misunderstanding that some people have when talking about Gen X is people think that we're bragging. We're not bragging. We are not okay. We are not saying that we made it out. We didn't make it out. A lot of us is dead, dog. Like a lot of us. We're the generation that showed up at the bar and started taking shots. That's not normal. We don't even want to taste the alcohol. We just want to feel the drunk. That's not cool. That's not a healthy attitude. The things that we would go through for just a little bit of weed is diabolical, because the plug didn't just sell green. He sold everything. You ever been in the basement with like 9 Rottweilers and like 14 iguanas with a dude ain't got no shirt on telling you that you gotta puff on this before you can go? And you said, why not? Nobody knows where I am. Might as well. I'm terrified. We saw the Challenger blow up. We saw people die, and we were children. And you want to know what people did? Nothing. They didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
They didn't even explain what happened to us. They just turned off the TV.
Bro, that literally is what happened. Serious. I am dead serious. We was watching it. I was like, one of my teacher was she was in the running to be that teacher on there, but she didn't make it past a certain point. We watched it. It went up. It went. Oh, they looked at each other. All right. And they just went on with the day. It's just like nothing happened.
And left the room. I saw the thing blow up live. I was in Florida, and I was like, why is it 2 smoke trails right now? And the teachers was just like, that's crazy. Let's go inside. That was it. That was the end of the situation. You don't think I needed a hug? I needed a hug. Our parents would threaten us with the lack of medical attention. Do you understand how diabolical that is? If you hurt yourself, I ain't taking you to the hospital. So just know that you're going to just be hurt. No. Go on, let them touch it though. Go on, let them touch it. Yeah. Now your face burnt off, ain't it? You know I got work today, so I ain't taking your ass to the hospital. You fall out that tree, you just felt out that tree. You shouldn't have been messing with that dog. You know how many times I busted my ass and just stayed ass busted because I was afraid to tell my mom? Kids would break their legs and act like their legs ain't broke because they more afraid of their parents finding out that they broke their leg. What you climbing trees for? I was just trying to have fun. We got our ass whooped in public, beat up in a parking lot, and then they had to go shopping with the motherfucker that whooped your ass. What kind of raggediness is that? Gen X is not bragging. We are hurt. We're just trying to let people know that not only will we burn this whole thing to the ground, we know how to do it, okay? Because we had no supervision, and we needed some. We needed some supervision. Ask your parents about the Faces of Death video. We just needed a hug, man. We got told adult stories that we should not have been being told. You were just 6, and one of your uncles who was in the war was in the room with you, and nobody else was in the room, and then he would just start talking. I murdered a lot of people, peeling chunks of human off my face in the middle. And you're just 6. Yeah, this is for sure not gonna give me no emotional problems. I can't connect with people. It's video games that's making them crazy. No, it was the crazy that was making us crazy. We're not okay. Okay? We're not good. All right? That's all that is. We're not better. We're not worse. We are broken. I had a teacher, Mr. Kersey, and he once time told me something that'll sum up Gen X pretty nicely, I think. He said, you know, a 3-legged dog will fight like a 5-legged dog. Never understood that. I understand it now. I think I need a hug.
So does that should give you some insight into the mind of my generation. Bro, he ain't. What's funny is like when you hear these like dudes talk about this stuff, it doesn't matter what color they are. It's basically the same shit. White, black, Hispanic, Asian. It's the same fucking stories. Like, bro, being a latchkey kid, walking home from school, like it's a trip. When I first heard, like, my sister, she said she was having trouble finding someone to watch the kids, right? Because my nephew was like 14 or something at the time, and her 2 youngest were like maybe 6 and 7, something like that. And she said she was having like looking for a babysitter. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you have Glenn watch him. Like, oh, we can't do that no more. I'm like, we used to walk home and second, like she was in the 1st grade, I was in the 3rd grade. I would walk home from school, open up the door, make something to eat, sit down, watch television. Parents didn't show up for like 3-4 hours later.
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, which so it sounds so. I don't know, but I found that quite amusing. Like, yeah, like lawn darts, and you know Shrinky Dinks. You know that? Yeah, ever heard of that?
I don't
The
think
Shrinky
so.
Dink is it's a piece of plastic, right? You would cut it out, and then you would stick it in the oven, and it would shrink down to like a keychain. So now
Oh,
yeah. All right, keep in mind I was a kid. So it's like you're using your parents' like your mother's stuff to make this with. You taking it out the oven yourself. Cause she won't do that shit. Bro, we used to get candy cigarettes. So it was a cigarette that was like had chalk in it. Who knows what the chalk was made out of? And you would blow through it in the paper, and it would like puff of stuff would come out the other end like it's like you smoking a cigarette. Yeah, they sold this in fucking stores. You go to 7-Eleven, buy candy cigarettes. Made out of mystery chalk type shit. Because like I think maybe in the 90s, 2000s when they started really having to put like what the ingredients of shit is. I had no idea what nothing was made out of.
Everything was toxic.
Pretty much. So it's like I don't know. We got kind of skipped over when it comes to like politics and all that shit. Like that's why most of us don't really give a shit about shit. It's like whatever, dude. But, I don't know. All right. Did you guys have anything to add to what we talked about today?
Nah.
What about you, Ricky?
The Mario Brother, the movie for next year.
Yeah. Well, we still got Avatar. You know, everybody will be excited about it for like 3 weeks, and then it'll completely go out of everybody's mind, which is weird. That is so. How is that not weird? These movies make like billions of dollars. Like one of them. The first one made 2, but this one made like almost 2, and nobody can tell you shit about what was in these damn movies. That's crazy. All right, well, if you managed to check this out through the whole thing, thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. This is the UN podcast with Ricky, myself, Vaughn B, and the Noob Avenger Elton, and we're out.
Yeah.
Peace.